Hey Adia, so I know my videos haven't been very entertaining, so I'm gonna start this new thing where I give you a life lesson at the beginning of the video from now on. So this is something that my dad still tells me to this day, and I want you to believe it too. So the life lesson is you can do anything you want as long as you work for it. You can become anything you want. You can become a president, a doctor, a lawyer, anything, just so long as you work hard for it. So that's it. So back to this essay. You still need to write more. I'm still getting one paragraph. Remember, we need to have 5 paragraphs. So I'm just going to talk about 2 things in your essay: complex sentences and ideas. Okay, a complex sentence has one independent clause and at least one dependent clause, as stated here. I got this off the internet to help me because even mentors need help too. So an independent clause can stand alone as a sentence. So here is just a little visual to help you out. So when the cake is brown, that's a dependent clause because it can't stand alone. Take it out of the oven. That is an independent clause. So here are some more complex sentences to help you out. So stay in the bath until the phone rings. So we know that stay in the bath, you can say that by itself. So that's the independent clause. And if I say to you until the phone rings, that's not going to make any sense because this is a dependent clause and it can't stand on its own. Another one is the car swerved to miss Mrs. Jackson, who had slipped off the pavement. So we know that who had slipped off the pavement is a dependent and the other is an independent because this one can stand by itself. So there's another example if you want to look at that. Also remember that when we're using complex sentences, we need a fanboy or an awubis. So fanboy stands for and, nor, but, or yet so, and awubis stands for after, although, as, when, while, until, because, before, if, since. So in the first sentence we see that when is used, and that is an awubis. See that right there? The next sentence has until in it, and that is also an awubis. So remember that most of the time when you see these words in there, they are complex sentences. And here's a little bit more info to help you out. You might want to read that. So now that you know what a complex sentence is, I want you to find areas where you are missing commas. We need a comma, as it says here, to separate the independent and dependent clause. And you have a lot of complex sentences in here that need commas. So I gave you some help here. In this first sentence it says, I think it's important to laugh because, and because is in awubis, because in life you always have to have a smile on your face. So we put a comma in there, and then I made this a period just so that it could flow better, because we don't want to have run-on sentences. You didn't have comma here, or a period here, so it just went on and on and on. And remember to put periods and commas. So I want you to do to add more commas where you think they need. There are some needed. So, oh, also big ideas. Remember, we need to keep writing more. We need 4 paragraphs. So, as I always say, ask yourself questions to give you something to think about. But that's all I have for your essay. So, have a good week.